Oh, good morning. Sunday morning. Everything's wet. We got a hell of a rainstorm over the last 12 hours here. So we're gonna trudge through the mud. Oh, it is Sunday, so it's a day of rest, right? No, not so much. Chores don't stop. So we're gonna quickly get the chickens fed, run down, check the sheep, and then I think we're gonna head to Rio Grande for a little bit and then come back and work on some fence. I got the chickens working here just through this last little bit of the compost pile. And I think I might actually bring a little bit over to the garden later today if it doesn't rain. It's very, very cloudy. Like, it looks like we might be gonna get some more rain here later today. But if it stays dry and I get this fencing project done, I think I'm gonna bring some more compost to the garden and then just try and work that in between the rows of potatoes. We noticed some really slow growth and uptake on those potatoes. They're just starting to flower out, but they're not very tall. So a little bit concerned. Well, not really concerned, but I mean, we know there's low nutrition in that soil just because it's just clay, right? We added a few amendments, but this will be a multi-year project to improve that soil. And so just so that we don't starve this winter, I do want to add a few more nutrients to the soil, and hopefully those potatoes can, improve a little bit before fall. One thing that I figured out, I'm just over here at the chicken tractor. One thing I figured out for these short moves where I just got to move forward like 16 feet, I can literally just pick the back end up here, throw the wheel on and go forward. I don't need to screw around with the nuts and try to keep the wheel secured because it's only going to go forward that little bit. Nothing's falling off. Anytime I got to make a big sweeping arc around a corner or something like that, definitely want to have those wheels secured. But this cuts are timed down by 30 seconds to a minute per move, and that's another minute that I can spend pandering to sheep, apparently, by the sounds of that. These guys on the fresh grass, they're all fed up, get lots of water. That'll be fantastic for the rest of the day. What do you see in there? Is that chickens? What do you got, kiddo? Snacks? You're so funny. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So Sunday is usually actually our major projects day because Monday's back to work day, right? So you want to get after it. But today has been challenging to say the least. We haven't had more than about 5-10 minutes where it wasn't like absolute torrential downpour. And even now we've got a bit of a break in it, but there's still like quite a few raindrops coming down. But I'm gonna try put Charlotte in the side by side and see if we can't get at least 10-15 minutes bit of work done. Otherwise it's gonna be a really busy week. But it looks like even most of the week is gonna rain, so I don't know. We'll see what we can get done here. Well, we weren't out here even long enough to get a power cord strung out, and it's already pouring rain. So we're gonna go put the side by side away, go back inside, make another cup of tea. Did you get wet, Charlotte? Yeah, it's pouring rain outside. What are we gonna do? Well, we're in the shop now, hiding out from the rain. I guess all we can do is mad dash for the house and hope for the best. Let's run, Charlotte. So as you can tell, I'm not a really huge fan of the rain. I wouldn't mind doing a bit of work in the rain, that's not a big deal, but using power tools in the rain, probably not a really good idea. So I don't know, we'll find some time this week, maybe even this evening. We'll see if the weather kind of smartens up, but we will eventually get this fence finished here. You can see behind me, we've got it started here from the chicken house to about halfway down there just by the planter boxes, and then we just got to finish the rest of the way down. And there's a bit of a gap where the strawberry patch is, just so that we can still get around into the backside of the trees. So, maybe Sunday is gonna be a day of rest after all. I'm gonna put the kettle on, make a cup of tea. I guess watch reruns of Tiger King. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, it's 7 o'clock. Charlotte's in bed. The sun has actually came out. Well, let's go. There's no time to dally. We've got a fence to build. So what we're gonna do, once we finish putting all these rails on, is throw some chicken wire on the back side of that fence. And so that fence runs about 3/4 away from the chicken house, the fence where the cow field is. And then there'll be a sheep fence between the chicken house and the shop. Now this is just gonna be a physical obstacle, not a barrier, right? It's really there just to discourage them, not stop them from coming over to this side of the yard. And just really encourage them to work their chicken magic on the west side between the rows of trees. That's where we really want that vegetation controlled, not so much on the lawn space. Well, that's the fence officially done. Well, like 3/4 done. It's not like done, but it's done to the point where it's done. So I'm just gonna go take the tractor over there and rip out all the old fence posts from the old fence line, close up the gate, and then call it a night. So for now, I will say goodnight to you fine folks. I hope you all have a fantastic week next week. We'll see you tomorrow.